Yeah, come out.
Just let her go or leave her on the leash.
No, hold her on the leash.
She's
She's a
very
little nervous.
strong.
This
I'm
is my
Scott.
dad, Larry. This is
Hi,
Scott.
Larry. Sorry.
Here, Valerie, do you want me to take her?
I've got her.
Okay, you
Just
sure?
don't pull her. Whatever you do, don't pull her back.
Oh, don't hold her back.
Don't pull her back. You can hold her right there. That's fine.
Okay.
She's nervous and excited. But
Sure.
She's excited.
Kayla, come.
There you go. She's
Here you go.
listening.
Kayla, sit. Kayla, Kayla.
Hold on.
Kayla.
That's okay. You don't have to worry about saying anything because everything's. It's like when you go to a new area, you're like, oh my god, what is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
She found security.
She wags her tail for me. Yeah, I'm doing a circle.
She looks like she's part bull terrier.
Really?
Yeah, the nose. It's the
We were
wedge.
thinking the nose was Belgian Malinois.
Belgian Malinois are a lot more angular as far as straight edge.
Oh, really?
But I do have, just FYI, there's treats where your hot dogs are at.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Plenty
no, we're
more.
the, not
Yeah,
hot dogs, we're
Plenty
the.
more right there.
Okay.
So will you go ahead and grab mom and dad just some treats and just let them have something? Because the only thing I care about rewarding right now, I know you guys are nervous and anxious and I will talk a lot, but the only thing I care about you rewarding her for is when she looks at you or you say her name and she responds.
Kayla, Kayla.
So that would be perfect. And then just,
sit.
Larry,
Sit.
Larry.
hold on, that was great. She looked at you. You don't have to stand, you don't have to bend over to her. And since you didn't have any treats, you can just go thank you and just scratch her. That's all she cares about. Right now it's just
You got it,
emotional
huh?
connection.
Put in your pocket.
Yeah, I
So
have to
give
hold.
them more so they have more. All these you can break up. Feel to use as many as you want. Don't use as many as you want. It's up to you. I just want her to know that the behaviors when she checks in with you is what you want.
Okay.
See how she's a lot more settled even though it is because of treats?
Yeah, yeah, all right. Kayla, come.
Thank you, Kayla.
Thank you, Kayla. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Those are
And you can
good.
break those up.
We
as
have
much as
some
you want.
bigger ones, smaller ones. I bought a whole bag of
These are
treats.
like
Oh, those
eight.
you can break up.
Yeah.
That's what I love about those. You can usually just snap them and break it, so you don't have to give them a whole treat. A lot of them are difficult, but
Dad, stop giving her treats.
well, he likes it. It's okay. Like for now, it's just Dad's got to worry about me, making sure she listens, making sure that he feels safe with her.
Good girl.
You can let her go say hi to Rachel.
Rachel.
Let her go see Rachel.
Yeah.
You don't have to give her a treat. Just let her come up and pet her.
Okay.
The
I
treats
don't
I
wanna, I'm
want
not
to
gonna
be.
call her though, because I don't want her to feel like she has to come see me.
It's well, if mom and dad say, because
Yeah.
technically mom and dad have the leash.
Good
They can always say,
girl.
go see Rachel. Thank you. And then when you go to, I want to see more of that type of petting
Under the chin?
under the chin.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you got to notice when you petted her, not her whole body, but her head.
But her
and
head turned down. Got it. Okay.
I think really what it is just like the sound waves are just coming too fast to the ears, because ears are like radars. We haven't fully studied the importance
good.
of,
Good
No,
girl.
she sat. She's like, well, I wanted one. Going up on my legs didn't work.
yeah, and that's actually perfect, the way you gave her the
Thank
treat.
you.
Like how low you gave her that treat.
Mhm.
That way she could stay sitting.
Good girl.
And just tell her so you're working on, I saw what you were gonna do when she's off. Like I like how you rewarded it, but now we can add word association. Good off, then
Oh,
reward.
good off. Then down?
Then
no,
reward.
No, then reward.
Then reward. Okay.
Yeah. Because you want
Sit.
those behaviors, good sit, and then that's
Good
also a good
sit.
off, technically.
Good sit.
She's chewing a little bit more calm.
Yeah. How do you do?
Thank you, Kayla.
Yeah. Off.
And what you're more than welcome to do, when she tries to come at you,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to push, but you can protect yourself. So if she tries to jump, you're more than welcome just to keep her
What
there.
about my knee?
I
Is
don't
that too
recommend
hard?
it. I don't, because it's too hard. You're gonna
Too
hit her in
hard.
the chin, you can hit her in the neck, you can hit her in the chest, and it's all bones. But
Mm-hmm.
if you feel like you have to protect yourself, that's gonna be one of your first instincts. If she's jumping up,
So
like,
I let her come to you? She seems to be interested.
no, not yet.
Okay.
She's interested, don't pull, just don't pull. Let
Okay.
her
Yeah.
see how she's gonna loosen up. So just
Yeah.
hold it right there. See, that's what I'm afraid of, is like when she keeps pulling you.
Yeah.
She gets an inch, it's gonna take a mile, right?
I see.
I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'll protect myself. Don't
Okay.
worry about pulling her back.
And okay.
No, don't let her, just hold it tightly though. You keep it at that length
Mm-hmm.
and step up, and that way you feel secure holding it.
Right.
That way you're not pulling her back or anything else, but you feel secure, so if she does try to snap,
Mm-hmm.
she's not gonna, step back. I want to keep it just as tight as she made it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Good girl. And see, like how she looked back? I think it was because of the fly. It's hard to tell when you have a mask on because
I know.
you're slightly limited in what you see. And I'm not trying to like look down at her because that's what I end up doing. But if she looks back, thank you, Kayla. Now you can walk away.
Now I can.
Now you can walk back to where you're at. Because bottom line, our safety is social distancing at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's our safety.
Mm-hmm.
What this is also going to recreate is when you go out on a walk, because you have to social distance. It's best she goes with you within that 6 feet. And if you have to bring her within the 6 feet and you pull the leash towards you, or get the leash, I'm not saying pull like drag her over, but if there's slack and you reel it in, like fishing, you reel it in,
Yeah.
she's more likely to stay with you.
It's all twisted. And
We
it's
got
all-
a harness when we
I'll,
got it.
I'll switch it.
But
and I'll
she
hand
has
it
a
back.
body harness.
Oh, good. That's good.
We just didn't bring it down.
We didn't want to
That's
choke
right.
her. But she's very strong. When we've been walking, we took her on one walk, one neighborhood walk for about 10 or 15 minutes. She's very strong.
Oh yeah. Anytime she looks at you, thank you, Kayla,
Kayla.
and then treat.
No,
Kayla.
thank you. When she
Thank you,
looked.
Kayla. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you,
And see
Kayla.
how it doesn't have to always be the treat.
Right.
The emotional connection is just like when he does the dishes. Thank you, honey.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh,
How did
great.
you know that?
Because I know. Because I feel appreciated. I did the dishes. Oh, I can do it again. I'm going to do it again. She loves me. And then the moment they don't,
Thank
you
you,
know,
Kayla.
they don't tell us thank you, we're like, oh, she doesn't love me anymore. I'm not doing this again. See, it only takes one time
Kayla.
to
Kayla.
feel underappreciated.
Thank you.
If the leash goes underneath the front paw, that's fine. If it gets more than that, then you can actually say, Kayla, stop.
Mhm.
Let me fix you.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Kayla. Now call her. As soon as
Kayla.
she looks at you again,
Kayla.
then reel her in. Perfect, just like that.
She's
Good
really
girl,
attached
thank
to
you.
me, so I'm
Thank
glad
you.
to hear him.
Dad, do you need some more treats?
No.
But see how she's doing it without necessarily having the treats?
Yeah.
Treats I just think of as like, so you have a decent job. Paying your bills, just barely enough. You're not getting ahead. You're looking for another job. But if your boss tells you thank you and appreciations and like might put in a bonus or like, you know, here's a pizza party or something like that, you're more likely to stay
Mm-hmm.
until you find the other job.
Kayla.
So that's basically what this is. It's like showing appreciation that she's doing something.
Thank you. Kayla.
Like I appreciate
Thank
you
you.
looking at me, making contact, being aware that I'm here. That makes us feel important. And that's what we want her to recognize, that we are just as important, no matter what this distraction is.
Mm-hmm.
I brought a lot of excitement.
Yes.
How we handle that situation, like I'm not going to her. So she's
Mhm.
gonna see, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I can go to him.
Right.
I'm not making it about her. I
Right.
mean, normally, like with other dogs, I would actually have kneeled down and tried to interact with her, but because of this mask, it's limiting me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm learning in the moment
Mm-hmm.
on how I can safely interact with her.
I see. And
So
that's
this is
why.
just for me as much as it is.
If you wanted to take the mask off for part of it, you could go back over there and just take it off, like closer to the fence, and have her come to you over there.
Well, I just want to make sure everything is,
Everybody's all comfortable.
Okay.
and everybody, we can hear each other. I mean,
Mhm.
humans, we like to stay closer.
That's true.
So it's that comfort level too. That's why I'm making sure you say 6 feet, Scott, or, you know, whatever else, or
Yeah.
back up where it is.
Kayla.
See how she's more likely to listen to you guys and just at least look. Name means eye contact. That's it. You get her to come, yay, great. She walks over and smells, but still coming over. That's all great. That's a good come, Kayla.
She is not. She will make eye contact with me easily.
Yeah, and she does with me too. She's actually trying to see now that we've had. This is the first time we've made eye contact,
Mm-hmm.
and she actually, you didn't get to see it, but she looked at me and was ready to turn away, and she saw that I was actually looking at her, and then her ears perked up to see what I was going to do next. She's not huge on eye contact with other people.
Yeah.
Because I saw her go, wait, what are you going to do now?
Mhm.
Now that we've done this, what's next?
Mm-hmm.
And I just looked at her and she walked away. Perfect. Which means she understands I'm less of a threat. I still am slightly.
Mm-hmm.
Still that new thing. I'm still, there's neurochemicals right now making her excited. She's slowly starting to calm herself down.
But she hasn't one time gone after her tail. since you've been here, which
That's
is impressive. Like sometimes even just me coming in the
In the
room,
room, right,
Yeah.
or Larry
you know, when
coming.
the two of
Or
them
me
are
coming in the
together.
room.
That's
Yeah.
because you guys are so exciting. You guys are so positive, exciting.
Oh,
Like this is exciting but nervous.
Mm-hmm.
But what you can do if you want, wherever you want to sit, to make it easier for you, what'd you find, Kayla?
Mhm.
So go ahead and have a seat. And then when she's over by you, I want you to pet anywhere from her lower half of her neck down anywhere else. And when she's closer, reel her in. Because I don't want her to pull you from that spot.
Right.
So any of that, and you can feel free to pet her so your face is, I mean, you trust her, but
Oh.
yes, that puts your face a little bit further away. So if anything does startle her,
Yeah, she's not gonna knock me in the chin.
exactly, because that's going to hurt worse than when you
Yeah,
worry about your
right.
safety, not hers. She'll flip out. Everybody's going to save you. She might jump in.
No, she's a good girl. Good
we had a
girl.
cleaning crew come on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, we did absolutely the wrong thing.
And we didn't bring her out on the porch to meet them, we had them come in the front door, it was awful, I could barely hold it.
Put her away. She's going to freak out. Put her away. Just, it's your house. You got to take care of the cleaning crew. Just tell them, like, when they're going to come over, if you know you're going to be gone, say either cancel it or just say, hey, give me 10-minute notice. Call me 10 minutes before you're
When
close.
you park, right, or
We
something.
can go for a walk, or we can go for a drive, or we can be in a different room.
Or we can be, you know, she can also be with me if I'm not in the middle of a meeting or something.
Oh, yeah,
Except that you don't know how long they're gonna, they'll be here for 2 hours, but she's gonna bark at some point.
So I think I'm out here with my,
Here.
my laptop.
anyway,
But anyway, we'll figure something out.
Right, this is,
Thank you, Kayla.
Thank you, Kayla.
Good girl. She looks a lot bull terrier.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you explained the strength.
Stubbornness.
Yeah.
See, that's
Oh, she
perfect. I
heard-
just hold her right there. That's
she heard the door, somebody's door.
Let's see how she wasn't. She's barked, but not nearly. She's still aware.
Oh,
I
sure.
haven't done anything to fully acknowledge her,
Mm-hmm.
and that's gonna make her nervous. Thank you, Kayla. Cookie. A little bit of a tail wag, but tail wags are misleading. So I want treats when they come from me. They're going over that way.
Where'd it go?
You found it. Good girl.
She is so interesting. She wags her tail sometimes like a propeller, like in a vertical circle.
If you look closely on the internet, if you can find it, there are different ways in the tail wags. This way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. And it's just too much for me to remember.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, if it's too stiff for me, it's too much excitement. If it's looser, they have a more of a thought process. And what we can do in a few minutes, within 5 to 10 minutes, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk up the steps a little bit, and then we can take her up to go potty.
Okay.
Because after stress is pretty much done, you gotta go to the bathroom. Because cortisol levels, because it comes from right above your kidneys,
Mm-hmm.
in order for the cortisol levels to drop, it gets crystallized and goes out through urine.
Mm.
So that means when she's able to go pee, and it's usually a nice long hard pee,
Mm-hmm.
she's gonna feel better. Thank you, Kayla. I know. What do you think? Good girl, ready? Catch. Horrible.
You should see her catch a ball, though.
And she can catch the ball.
Oh,
She can
We
jump like
would
8
take
feet
a
in
ball
the
and
air.
bounce it on the ground in front of that redwood, and the redwood tree would bounce off and they were up, and she would leap up 4 or 5 feet to grab it.
Wait till she learns to bounce off the trees. You're like, oh great, now we gotta do agility. Thank you, Kayla.
I think she would enjoy agility.
Catch.
He's very good. There he is.
She listens for it to go backwards, and then she goes after it. So hearing is a big part of her information gathering, to make sense of those
I
figures.
noticed it with the ball, too.
She's listening for it to where it's going to bounce or where it's going to bounce off. Yes, now she's not always, I mean, she's looking for it, but she's listening for it more than she is. So that's always something you can think about when you're out walking. And if she stops and looks around,
Thank you,
there's a
Kayla.
sound that she heard that she's looking for with her ears. Hi, Kayla. That's tail wag. Thank you, Kayla. See how I got her to actually want to stay closer over that way when I reward her? That's how quickly this stuff. Oh, right on the nose. I did a good job. I won't be able to repeat that.
Good, now, well,
That's okay.
we weren't expecting it so
No?
soon.
Good girl. Oh, you know that word, huh?
Yeah, she
And-
does.
And she's young, so which means she's going to be more resort to playing sooner after stress. So like The only thing that really the two things that worry about me is this mask,
Mm-hmm.
and two, how when she looks at me, she lowers her head.
Mm.
And that's usually, more often than not, a threatening posture.
Well, I'm comfortable having you take your mask down.
Yeah.
You're so far away, for heaven's sakes. 'Cause I think it would be nice.
Thank you, Kayla. But what I want her to do is, my main goal is for her to feel safe with you. So even if I do something to stress her out, which is a high probability,
Mm-hmm.
I want her to understand that it's better, even if she gets upset and barks at me or slightly lunges, I still want her to know that it's better to go to you as a backup, whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of dogs will pretend to come after you, and as soon as they get challenged, they run home.
Mm-hmm.
They run right back to their owner.
Mm-hmm.
Good girl. You hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Kayla. So sometimes if she's interested in something that you hear,
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge it.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it too.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Kayla. Oops.
Girl, I have to get up.
Right, I was so comfortable.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to keep it on that side, so she's already choosing to lay down, which means she feels a lot safer.
Yeah.
And she's not constantly trying to get to the end of the leash. Of course she's interested in me. I hear it. And that's the fun thing, she can hear from very far away, like she's focusing on a plane. Great. That means the further out you look,
Mm-hmm.
the more dangers that you're going to notice.
Ah,
The more
right.
threats.
Uh-huh.
That's what the brain does. It focuses on, it assesses threats and wants to minimize it and maximize rewards. So you're always expecting something. That's the dopamine release. Thank you, Kayla. So you got the leash pretty steady at the moment?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to kneel down.
Okay.
And we're just going to see how it goes. If not, I'll get back up and I'll go sit down.
Okay.
I won't kneel down for long, but I'll tell you when I'm going to do something else so you can anticipate and we're communicating properly. Hi, Kayla.
Okay.
Good girl. And just stay there. See how she's not trying to pull?
But her head's down.
And her tail's going though.
But I think one thing that I'm kind of testing and I'm curious about is if she lowers her head, it's because she might be anticipating where the collar is and the leash is, how it's coming underneath, so she might be anticipating that pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So she's able to back up.
Right.
So thank you, Kayla. Tell her.
Thank you, Kayla. Thank you.
She looks at me for cookies. But then she goes and lays right back down. And if you like keep the leash that tight, reach down if you can, and just scratch her with whatever's exposed in front of you.
Good girl. Thank you. Thank you.
And that's it. Just an acknowledgement. Doesn't always have to be treats. It's just that I appreciate, that's the behavior I like to see.
I've always said good girl, but we can switch to thank you instead of giving treats. I said good girl.
If you say thank you, he might appreciate it too.
Especially when I'm doing the dishes.
That's true. I'll have to remember. I'll remember that.
But that's one thing I learned. A friend of mine works at this doggy daycare, and nobody said please or thank you. And we're like 11 employees. We're back and forth, opening doors, opening pens. You know, can you grab this? Can you do this? Clean up that poop? Can you watch the dogs? Do that. We never heard thank you, and it started to mess with us. So we started saying it to ourselves, and that got us to saying it more to the dogs. It got us saying it to the employees. The interesting part of this byproduct of this was we got called into the office because they thought we were manipulating the other employees by saying please and thank you. We're like, is that possible? Like, they thought you were being a smartass. What do you want? Why are you doing this? We're like, well, and it was the owners of the company was like, we came from Chicago. We don't say that stuff. I'm like, no, yes, trust me, you say it. I was like, I've heard you say it, and you say it to clients, and you feel appreciative and you're in a good mood.
It's the same thing with children. Parents try to teach their children to say, what do you say? Please and thank you. But they don't say it to each other as adults and model the behavior.
Yeah.
They just make the child do it. But the child's only going to do what she sees you do.
Sure.
Oh yeah, just like one of my biggest pet peeves growing up was we went to friends' houses for dinner, and it was always I had to say please and thank you, and I had to get up and go do dishes. And it was like, and everybody's like, no, I got the dishes, it's fine. Like, we're a guest in somebody else's house. I have no problem helping when asked, but having my parents make me clean somebody else's house? Really?
Give me a break.
I don't know anything about their kitchen. And that was like the first time I found a dishwasher. Like, use a dishwasher. I'm like,
Yeah.
I am the dishwasher.
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
don't know what.
we didn't have a dishwasher when I was growing up. My sister and I took turns doing the dishes.
Yep.
Yep.
That's the way it was.
That's right.
What day is it your turn to do dishes? Who's making you do dishes today?
Myself. Spontaneous.
Yeah,
I like the way she's looking at you. Is she giving you eye contact?
she is, mostly. And she's got a pretty intense stare. She doesn't have a lot of different,
Facial expressions?
yeah. No, we can work on that. That's not a big deal. But notice the ear movement. The ear movement tells you a lot. It's no different than sitting there zoning off, staring at something. You may not be staring at that, but all of a sudden you might be paying attention to the hummingbird.
There's a horn. Somebody's.
Yeah, listening to that while we're having a conversation.
Right.
And sometimes you zone out on listening to that versus the whole conversation. Same thing. You're probably thinking about when's he gonna throw the damn ball.
Probably.
Thank you. But her eyes are getting a little bit softer, like her muscles and her eyeliner is getting a lot. Yeah, she's got a good intense stare, and with all that black, it
Right.
doesn't help.
No.
But that's okay.
That's who she is.
Yeah, but the things I want her to do is be able to pay attention to everything that's around, and not everything out around. I want everything around here. So when she's more focused on her immediate environment, she's gonna be more aware of her safeties. If she's too busy focused on everything else, we don't matter as much. That's one thing I noticed, like when I'm out for a walk with my dogs, and they're too busy looking way down the street. They may be listening for me, and they may acknowledge me, but I'm probably not going to get an appropriate behavior that I find appropriate. They may just be like, okay, so we can keep walking over here? I'm like, no, you're way too interested, and I have no clue what's up there. It could be a squirrel, it could be a bird, it could be another dog, it could be a coyote, it could be a deer.
Could be
You
a
pull me
turkey.
from that far end, we're
Could be-
screwed.
Could be any of those up here. For
Oh
sure.
yeah, I've been up here in the middle of the day, and there was deer just hanging out in the middle of the road. I'm
We
like,
have wild turkeys,
I don't
everywhere.
like turkeys.
and
I'm gonna get up and go sit in the chair.
okay,
Ouch.
Yeah, those are hard on your knees.
Oh yeah. Hi, Kayla, and just stay right there. You don't have to give her. That's the thing that we think we have to give her others more slack. We don't,
Okay.
because we haven't done anything else. The point is really to make her feel. That's
Great.
perfect.
Thank you, Kayla.
That stretch is great. Good girl. Yeah, are you a good girl? Am I lying? Are you a bad girl? You're such a bad girl. Aren't you a bad girl? There's that helicopter
Look
tail.
at that.
Oh, you don't like that word. She's vocal when she plays, right?
no.
No.
On
No.
the contrary,
You think?
when I have her sit and get ready to throw the ball and I say okay, I get a little squeak
Yeah.
as she's going out to get the ball, because okay has been my release from
Yeah.
the sitting when I throw the ball. And it's not always, but there's been a small vocalization a few of the times. So
With her?
Yeah.
Because, so she was excited, the body language looked excited, but she growled a little bit.
when
Just now.
oh did she?
Not just now, but just before I asked you if she was vocal when she plays.
Ah.
Because a lot of times I do want dogs, if I can get it, as annoying as it sounds, the more I can get them to be vocal, especially while they're playing, then they're going to understand that vocalizing is really only needed at a specific time. Because a lot of times we suppress dogs vocalizing, or we make them only want to vocalize in a certain situation when they absolutely need something. Unfortunately, when she absolutely needs something, she spins. So she's not understanding that she can vocalize. It just gives them one more option of communication, but it's a more dramatic option of way to communicate. So it means she's going to get used more body language. She'll be a little bit looser. And if she growls during playing, then I understand, okay, this is still a play growl. Then you'll get like 3 or 4 different types of growls. Then you'll get, when she barks, it'll be more different types of barking. The more you learn about, the more you can express yourself, the safer you'll feel. And she'll realize she won't have to do it when somebody comes to the door. You might get a quick chuff as opposed to an intense bark.
Yeah.
And she's a little bit more relaxed. I'm going to go up here and we'll take her to her potty spot.
Okay.
And that's the thing, say, let's go potty, and then just when she comes back.
Yeah.
Because I like the fact that she's a little more interested, because I was the expanded interest. Like I was saying, I want her to be more interested in here. Now she's more interested in what's closer around her. I'm
We
still
have
going to be
not-
nervous.
Except for the first day we had her, we have not had to take her to a potty spot. We just tell her, go pee.
Oh, yeah.
And then she comes back, starts to come back in the house, and I just don't go poop. She turns right around and goes and poops.
Okay.
I don't expect you to do that.
I'm good on that one. I'm glad I wasn't trained on command. Otherwise, we'd be in trouble right now. So go ahead, one more step. Go ahead and take her out. And then Rachel, do me a favor.
Alright, let her off leash.
Not yet. Just because I got the growl, I don't know if it's a play growl or
let's go
not.
pee.
When they go out that way, Rachel, I'm gonna step up a couple more and then just stand here and just block me.
Go pee. Feel it.
No, it's okay. That's fine. She's interested in me without having. This is socializing without being social.
Having you being sitting in the chair, she's
Yeah.
She gets information.
Yes.
Information
Yeah.
gathering.
And now that she's got that information, she feels safer and she can move on. Then I'm gonna put my mask back on. Just in case.
She's
Sit or stand?
You can sit or stand right there. No, it's alright. She's interested in what Rachel's doing because Rachel
Yeah.
moved.
Because I moved. Okay, now.
Go pee.
does this deserve a thank you?
Yeah, good potty. When she's done. See how long that was?
It was.
And that's what we want. See how she goes back to smell it? Which
Yeah.
means she probably got rid of a lot of stress.
Come on,
So Larry, just stop right there.
Thank
Stop.
you, Kayla.
Because I don't want her to pull you. This is what we're going to practice on that. So Rachel's going to block me.
Nope. Off.
So when she turns
Thank
back
you.
around.
Good off, Kayla. Good
So
off.
Larry, when she turns back around, then you call her and walk back to your spot. And then
Kayla?
I'll go.
Kayla.
Hold on.
Don't pull her.
yet. There you
Yeah.
go. There you go. Thank you, Kayla.
Thank you, Kayla.
All right, Rachel. You can
Kayla,
go back.
sit.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kayla.
So hold it right there. I'm going to go back to the chair.
Okay.
Thank you, Kayla. Sit. Good sit. Good sit. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you. You're a good girl.
Thank you, Kayla.
Thank you. Yeah.
So that relieved a lot of stress. All this is stress. It's all brand new.
Well, it is. It's just a week old that she's been with us, so it's all new. We really kept
Yeah,
people
she's like
away.
darting around now. Her head like.
So Rachel, I'm sorry, what is her
Valerie.
name?
Valerie.
Valerie, thank you. If you can, because you're closest to her, she's gonna want the treat, so she's
Yeah.
gonna do what she can.
Off.
So tap her toes, say, I get you. See if you can get her to play right there.
Do what?
Just tap her toes and see if you can get her to play. I get your toes.
I get you too. I get you too.
And
I
then
get you too.
Valerie,
I get you too.
go ahead and
I
you
get
can
you
tap
too.
her butt, say, I got your butt.
I get you too. I got you too. I got you too.
I'm trying to see if she'll play. She's looking for the treats,
Yeah.
but I want to put her in a little bit different.
I get your feet, Steve. I get your feet.
She said, you guys are weird. Just give me the cookies.
Yes, I got your feet.
Alright, never mind. She's not that interested. It's all about the cookies. Don't blame her, but.
Up.
1,